is Jen. Welcome back to Bookish Blonde. Today we're going to talk a little bit about fantasy. I do own quite a few fantasy books, although I haven't read a lot of fantasy. I would definitely consider myself a new fantasy reader. So I want to share pretty much what I own that I have not read yet, and hopefully get some feedback from all of you on what I should read. So let's just get started. I have 4 adult titles here. To get started, I have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This is just a beautiful cover. It's a UK edition. This one is high fantasy. You're following orcs, which I haven't thought about an orc since Lord of the Rings. She owns a coffee shop. She, I believe, is like a bounty hunter or something in wartime, and she decides she's done with all the violence, and I believe there's a romance in here, and I have only heard good things about this, so I picked this one up. The other adult title I just recently talked about on my channel, and it's A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. She wrote Divine Rivals, and I love that. That also has a sequel that I own I have not read, but this is an adult title by her, and this is also fantasy. And so I have that. Okay, the next one is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I believe it's a debut, and I believe it's a duology, but it might be a series. I'm not sure. This was a cover buy from Barnes & Noble. It was buy one, get one 50% off deal. And it's lush gothic fantasy, and I'm sure it's going to be dark, twisted. There's going to be magic, princesses. I love the castle. It's just a really cool cover, so that one grabbed my attention. And then the last adult title for fantasy that I have on my shelf intimidates me to no end. It is Crescent City series, book 1, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. I have read A Court of Thorns and Roses and love that one. I actually only read the first 3 out of that series, and I really enjoyed it. I think those are categorized as new adult or young adult, but absolutely not. My 16-year-old daughter definitely won't be reading any Sarah J. Maas anytime soon. It's very graphic, very sexual. It is a beautiful book, has great end pages. Yeah, so this one intimidates me by just the sheer size of it. I feel like this is something I might tackle this summer when I'm not working. I feel like this is going to take all my energy. I heard it takes a minute to get into the world building, but then you're hooked. And I believe the 3rd one just came out in this series as well. All right, now let's talk about the young adult fantasy titles. I have quite a few of those. Like I said, I seem to gravitate towards that for some reason. I'm not sure. All right, first young adult fantasy I have is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Lynn Tan. Beautiful cover again. I'm telling you, fantasy books and their covers, they know what they're doing. This is Chinese high fantasy. I don't know too much about it. It's a duology. It's kind of following Chinese mythology, and we are following, I'm not going to try to pronounce her name, but we are following a girl who has been hidden from the feared celestial empire who exiled her mother for stealing his elixir of immortality. But when her magic flares and her existence is discovered, she is forced to flee her home, leaving her mother behind. Alone, powerless, and afraid, she makes her way to the Celestial Kingdom, a land of wonder and secrets. Disguising her identity, she seizes an opportunity to learn alongside the Emperor's son, mastering archery and magic, even as passion flames between her and the prince. So, to save her mother, she embarks on a quest, confronting legendary creatures and vicious enemies across the earth and skies. Yeah, so this sounds really good. I love a good retelling. I love mythology overall. So this is book 1 in the Celestial Kingdom duology. So I have that. Let's see. The next one is by Elizabeth Lim, 6 Crimson Cranes. This cover, is so pretty. I love all the pastels on that. This is book 2. I got these both from Book Outlet. I didn't realize that they were going to be 2 different sizes, so that irritates me. This is the large print edition. So that was a mistake on my end, but these covers are so beautiful. Again, We are following a princess in exile, 6 enchanted cranes, an unspeakable curse. The princess has a secret, forbidden magic runs in her veins, until she loses control on the morning of her unwanted betrothal and is discovered by her stepmother, Raikama. Raikama is a sorcerer. A sorcerer in her own right, Raikama banishes Shihori, transforming her brothers into cranes and warning her that she must speak of it to no one, for with every word that escapes her lips, one of her brothers will die. So very interesting that both of these have a lot of similar themes and both beautiful covers. So it might be interesting to read these close together to kind of compare and contrast. But on the other hand, I wonder if reading them close together I would lose something in it and get the storylines confused. So I'm not sure. So that's that. All right. The next one is Gilded by Marissa Meyer. This is another retelling young adult. I actually found this in my Half Price Book, which is a used bookstore around here, and it's a signed copy. And I think I paid $4 or $5 for it, you guys. So grabbed it. But yeah, I know this is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I think Marissa Meyer has a pretty good sized backlist with magical retellings of fairy tales. So this would be my first one by Marissa Meyer. I've heard good things about it. And yeah, so that's another one I have. Okay, the next one is Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. I own Lore as well. It's up in my daughter's room. She read it and really enjoyed that. I've heard great things. So I grabbed this one. It looks like we are following some kind of powerful ring, part of a treasure. We are following a curse, and a story of love, revenge, and adrenaline. So this should be a fast-paced page-turning book, and sounds like there's magic in here as well. Everything you kind of want out of a good fantasy. So there's that one. The next one is very backlist, I believe, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, if I'm saying that correctly. This one takes place in ancient Rome. There's a map in the front there, which is kind of nice. I love maps. Yeah, so this is taking place in ancient Rome, and it sounds like we are following a girl named Leia and her family. And her brother is arrested for treason, and she's forced to make a decision. In exchange for help from rebels who promise to rescue her brother, she will risk her life to spy for them from within the Empire's greatest military academy. So the military academy has me sold, and also just the time period, and I cannot wait to check this one out. I think this series is quite long, if I'm not mistaken. So oldie but a goodie, hopefully, and I'd like to check out this one at some point. All right, a couple more. I have 3 by Chloe Gong. The first is, I have both. This is a duology, These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends. And these are following a Romeo and Juliet retelling in, I think is it China? Yes, in China. So that's all I needed to know. Romeo and Juliet is one of my favorite stories of all time. I love it. It's classic. And when I heard that there was a young adult fantasy that follows Romeo and Juliet, I said that is something I feel I really will enjoy. So I have both of those. Then the other Chloe Gong book I have is book 1 in another duology she did, and that's Foul Lady Fortune. This was a book of the month one as well. 1931, again, you're in Shanghai. And I believe, I don't want to read too much, but I believe that one of the main characters in this book is also in the other duology. I'm not sure. But again, this is another young adult fantasy I have. So this next one is Half Sick of Shadows by Sebastian. This one I actually got in like a Christmas Advent book box that I got last year. it takes place in Camelot. We're following Lancelot, Guinevere, King Arthur, and I love that time period. I love books and movies from that that time period. So excited. All right, so that's it. Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian is the last fantasy YA I own. I know that was a lot. Which one of these, you guys, should I pick up? Like, I feel overwhelmed by how many I have or where to start. They all sound so good. So any recommendations you can give me, go ahead and give them down below. That would be awesome. Is there something that I just need to pick up right now? I would love to hear that as well. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you guys have a really great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Happy reading. Bye.